at the back page of this worksheet and get started with number 4 here. As it says here, the median weekly earnings in 2012 for people with 12 years of schooling, a high school diploma, was $652. The median weekly earnings for people with 16 years of schooling, which includes 4 years of college, was $1,066. So here it says, let X represent the years of school and Y represent the median weekly earnings in 2012. Find the slope of the line connecting these 2 points. Well, let's first of all figure out the first 2 points. So the first point is here we have 12 years of schooling. That's our X, since X represents years in school. And our Y represents the median weekly earnings. So when I did 12 weeks of school, I earned $652. So then, for the second point, if I keep on looking here, my second point would be 16 years of schooling. The weekly income was $1,066. So now you're asked to find slope. So remember, slope is equal to the change in Y over the change in X. So we're going to use this formula actually in all of these problems on this particular page. So it doesn't matter which one you let be X1, X2, and which one you let be Y1, Y2. I'm going to do something like this: X1, Y1, X2, Y2. So to get my slope, I have 1,066 minus 652 all over 16 minus 12. So as I simplify this, 414 over 4, which reduces to 103.5. So that's the slope. So then in question B, you're asked, what is the real world meaning of this slope? So remember, we're taking a look at the change in Y, so the change in the median weekly earnings over the change in X, years in school. So what this number does is it simplifies it down for when we have an increase of one Y or one X value, what does the Y value do? So we would write something like this: for each additional 1 year of schooling, a person's median weekly income increases by $103.50. So that's what the 103.5 is representing. It's how much our salary, or I should say our median weekly earnings, is increasing by for each additional year of school. All right, continuing on number 5. It's the same process, but just different numbers. So I'm going to speed it up here a little bit. It says the manager of a swimming pool in a small town notices the relationship between the temperature and the number of visitors in the pool. On a day when the high temperature was 68 degrees, 280 people visited the pool. When it was 100 degrees, 500 people went swimming. So X is the temperature, Y is the number of people. So my 2 points will be 68 when it's 68 degrees, 280 people. When it was 100 degrees, 500 people attended. So we want to find the slope again. So to get our slope, same formula, okay? Change in Y over change in X. So I'm not going to rewrite the formula, you can see it up top, but you're just going 500 minus 280, subtract your Y's, then subtract your X's. So as I simplify that, I get 220 over 32. That simplifies to 6.875. So when we talk about the real world meaning of this, remember how it's for each additional increase in X, what does the Y do? So what we would be saying here is for each 1 degree increase in temperature the amount of people at the pool will increase by 6.875 people. Now, I know some of you might be saying, well, Mr. Bartz, you can't have a 0.875 person, and I don't disagree with you. But remember, this is basically each 1 degree. It's kind of an average. So if I had 10, I'd actually have 68.75. I know it's still a decimal, but we do want to include it as a decimal so we have accurate information. All right, let's take a look at the last one here. Number 6. Number 6 says, in a recent survey of various vehicles, it was found that vehicles that weigh 2 tons get about 33 miles per gallon. It was found that 4-ton vehicles generally had gas mileage of 17 miles per gallon. So X is going to represent the weight of the car, and Y is going to represent the gas mileage. So for my first point, I had a 2-ton car, and it got 33 miles to the gallon. My second car was 4 tons, and it got 17 miles to the gallon. So now, I'll plug away and do my slope. So for the slope, change in Y, 17 minus 33 over change of X, 4 minus 2. So here I get negative 16 over 2, or negative 8. And yes, your slope can be negative. It just means it's going down. So I'm going to slide this up here just a little bit so it makes it a little easier for me to write. So the last part, again here, we just need to write the real world meaning of it. So in this case, for each 1 ton increase of weight of a car, the gas mileage will decrease by 8 miles per gallon. If you wrote MPG there, I would be just fine with that. All right, that ends your worksheet for today.